Feeling better postpartum does not mean that your body is ready for more. Most moms find themselves doing too much once they start moving around the house again. And this is where the 5-5-5 postpartum rule comes in. 5 days in bed, 5 days on the bed, and 5 days around the bed. In this video, we are going to focus on the third phase of the 5-5-5 postpartum rule, which is 5 days around the bed. The whole purpose of this video is to help to support you with gentle movement to help to ease your body back into daily activities without rushing your recovery. If you work with a maternal organization or you support moms through a birth support program, Phase 3 of the 5-5-5 postpartum rule will help moms to understand a key recovery distinction. Moving around the house is not the same as being ready to return to exercise. So let's dive into days 11 through 15 of postpartum recovery through movement. All right, so let's get started. So when you are in days 11 through 15, these are the 5 days around the bed. So right now we are not on the bed anymore, but you are around the bed. You still want to stay as close as possible to your bed so that you can nap, so that you can still recover. Because the whole goal is still recovery, but instead of you spending as much time as possible in the bed or on the bed, now you get to come around the bed. Maybe you can come and sit on a chair. So I am going to guide you through some movements, gentle movements that you can do while you are around the bed. And if anything feels too much or you are increasing in bleeding, it's a sign for you to regress. It's a sign that your body is not ready for that yet. Remember, everyone is different. Every pregnancy is different. So we are going to start with my favorite thing to do, diaphragmatic breathing, but except that this time you will be doing seated diaphragmatic breathing. You can always go back to video 1 for the full recap on how we do diaphragmatic breathing. So let's start with seated diaphragmatic breathing. You're going to inhale to the nose, expand the ribcage front, sides, and back, belly expand, exhale, 2 pursed lips, navel draw in. So that's what we are starting with, seated diaphragmatic breathing. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And you don't have to place your hands around the rib cage. It's just for feedback purposes so you can feel your rib cage pressing against the hand. So inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Give me one more. Inhale and exhale. And next up, we are going to do some pelvic floor activation, which you are not going to see because it's all happening in here. It's a mind-body connection. You are going to inhale, allow the diamond shape of the pelvic floor to lower, and then exhale, let the pelvic floor return back. And if that still feels a little uncomfortable, or if you've had stitches or anything that are still healing, feel free to regress to the version on the bed or just inhale, let it relax. So it's very gentle. If anything feels uncomfortable, stop, regress back, go back to video 2 or go back to video 1 to regress, because remember that slow is fast when it comes to postpartum recovery. So pelvic floor activation. Inhale, release the pelvic floor and lift the pelvic floor. Release the blueberry. The blueberry is in between that diamond shape, and lift, gently lift that blueberry. Release the blueberry and lift the blueberry. You can't see it, it's all happening in here, so you're not going to see anything moving. So I just want you to visualize the diamond shape of your pelvic floor, front, sides, and back. The front is where you stop the flow of pee. The back is where you stop the keep yourself from passing gas. The left and the right are those two bony structures. Even if you place your hands underneath your bottom, you feel those two bony structures. These are your sit bones. So this is the diamond. So release the diamond and pick it up. And now only if you are able and it's not uncomfortable, let's try to do it faster. Think about lower the pelvic floor and lift it. Lower the pelvic floor and lift it. If that feels uncomfortable, especially if you had a vaginal birth, regress to doing it slowly. So lower and lift, lower and lift. Only if you're ready, lower and lift, lower and lift, and lower and lift, lower and lift, and lower and lift. Next thing that we are going to do, we are going to do heel raises. So first you start with your feet flat on the floor, then you are going to be raising those heels. We're gonna work those calves, that circulation. Remember that fluid retention that I was talking about in the first video? So yeah, let's do some heel raises. So you're just popping those heels off the chair. You are still sitting down, you are around the bed. And whenever you have time, pick one or two exercises to do. You don't have to do all the exercises at once. Just pick one or pick two. And if you just can do just one exercise, always go back to diaphragmatic breathing. I know, I probably sound like a broken record by now, but this is the best exercise that you can ever do. So heel raises, let's improve circulation. Bring those heels up and release. Okay, so next up, we are going to do some side stretches. So you are going to place one hand like this on your side, and you're going to inhale, exhale, bring it down, and again, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Give me 3 more. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Give me 1 more. Inhale and exhale. Same thing, other side. Place your hand on your side right here. So inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Give me 3 more. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And 1 more. Inhale and exhale. And next up, as you are sitting, you are going to do shoulder blade squeezes. So let me turn this way so you can see. So shoulder blade squeezes. So think about squeeze the shoulder blades, relax. Squeeze the shoulder. You don't have to place your hands here. You can have your hands by your side. So squeeze the shoulder blades, relax. Squeeze the shoulder blades like you hold it for like a second or 2, release. Squeeze, release. If it's easier for you to bring your hands like this to squeeze, you can do that, release. So squeeze the shoulder blade, release. Squeeze shoulder blade, release. Give me 2 more. Squeeze, release, and squeeze and release. So next up, we are going to do arm pull down. So you bring both hands to the ceiling and you're just gonna pull those arms down. So all of that helps with your posture, especially as a new mom. If you are nursing or bottle feeding or just staring down at your baby and all of that, it can really cause a lot of tension in the upper back. So that really helps to reset your posture. And especially after being in bed for so long, for the first 5 days and on the bed and all of that, all these gentle movements are all helping to support your recovery. It's not about turning it into a workout. It is supporting your recovery so that when you return back to exercise, it's a lot easier for you to do. Your body will be better ready to handle what life throws your way. Give me 2 more. 1 and 2. Awesome. So the next thing that we are going to do, you're going to pretend like you are going to stand up. So I want you to think about pressing your feet, like your entire feet, like the ball of the feet, your heels, like your full, like feet, front, side, all sides of your feet. As if you're about to stand up, you press on the feet. As if you're about to get up, sit back down. Again, sit back down. So you barely lift your tush of the chair. Just getting some glute activation in. Having strong glutes definitely helps a whole lot in motherhood, helps with your recovery, helps with your core. So this is just us waking up the glutes. Very gentle. You press down to the feet as if you're about to stand up. And if that feels too much for you, regress it. There's no need to do this move, or you can do that in week 4, week 5 when you feel more ready. If anything causes you to bleed more, it means it's time to regress. Awesome. So now come back to sitting down. So now I want you to bring your arms like this. We're going to open up the arms. It's going to be arms open and closed. So I'm making it about 90-degree angle with my arm. So elbow almost in line with the shoulders about. So you're going to open them wide and close. Open and close. All helping with your posture. Whether you are nursing, bottle feeding, just carrying babies can take a toll on our posture. Not to even add about using our phone and computer and all of that. So this is a great way to reset your posture. Open and close, open and close, open and close, open and close. Give me 2 more. And 1 more. Awesome. So the next thing that we are going to do, we are going to stand up. If you are up for it, if you're not up to standing, you can stay seated and give me some pelvic tilt while seated. So this is a seated pelvic tilt. I am here. I tuck my pelvis under. Back, tuck my pelvis under. Go the other way around and tuck. So you can do this seated if standing doesn't feel right for you. So you can go over the back of the chair or over the bed, whatever feels the most comfortable for you. So what you are going to do, you're going to stand over the back of the chair. And here, first you're gonna arch the back and you're gonna tuck the pelvis under. You're gonna arch the back, tuck the pelvis under, arch and tuck, arch the back and tuck. And you can do this against a wall as well, where you can just hold on to a wall and do that, or over the bed, whatever feels the most comfortable for you. The goal, you want to be very close to the bed so that when you need to go take a nap, go to sleep, you can do that. Arch and tuck the pelvis. Give me 2 more. Give me 1 more. Awesome. And then the next move, you can do it standing up if you are ready, or you can do that seated down. So you are going to bring both hands in front of you like this, about shoulder height. And you are going to open up just one hand and allow your body to turn and see how far it will go. Doesn't have to go far, but whatever feels the most comfortable, let it go. And bring it back to the starting position. Same thing, other side. However far that you can go. You don't have to go as far as I am going. Awesome. And the reason why we're doing this move, how often we are driving and we have to sit, reach over, give our child a toy or something like that. So this is a great stretch to do. And you can do this seated down as well. So if I keep going. So if I bring this chair here as I'm sitting on the chair, arms here, I am turning and bring it back. So you can do that seated, even on your bed, on a chair, standing up, whichever way feels the easiest for you. And give me one more on each side, whether you're doing that seated or standing. And last one. Awesome. And the next thing that you are going to do, if you are up for it, is to start walking around the house, if you can, and getting outside, maybe in your backyard. I don't know how big your backyard is, or maybe you just do a little bit of a walk around the backyard if that's what you have, or maybe if you have a driveway, if you are feeling up to it. Again, if you find that bleeding is increasing, time to regress. Maybe it's time to be just on the bed or time to be in the bed. So take some steps around the house. So now I am just moving side to side here, if that's comfortable for you. So we're gonna represent as it's moving around the house. So I'm gonna move side to side. So if you can, move side to side with me. If not, if that feels too much, let's not do it. And then it's a very light marching in place. So you can walk around the house. So I'm not really walking far. So you can walk forward, you can walk back. Walk forward and walk back. And as you are walking, pay attention to your posture, because you probably, you spent about 40 weeks, about 9 months pregnancy with belly looking like this and all of that. So there's a lot of postural changes that happen in pregnancy. So it's a matter of starting to work on your posture, like being mindful of your posture when you are walking. Just be aware of it. I'm not saying to fix anything, because this is still the early days of postpartum. All right, come to a stop. So big inhale, bring the arms overhead, and exhale. You can even do the seated if you prefer. Inhale and exhale, inhale and exhale, and that is it. Thank you so much for joining me for the third video in this series. If you happen to miss the first or the second video, the playlist is linked in the description. So be sure to catch it. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.